everyone, and welcome to today's video. We're continuing our unit on business networking. In this lesson, we're going to be reviewing reported speech and backshifting, and also learning the difference between say and tell. So did you know that in the US, most jobs are not advertised? If employees are not advertising, then how are people finding jobs? So look at the images and how did Elena find her job? She says, I'm so unhappy at my job, I don't know what to do. And Fernanda says, well, I know that my company wants to grow our marketing team. I can put in a good word for you. That would be great. I will send you my resume. And put in a good word is an idiom. It means to say something good about someone to help them get a job. Now think about, how did you get your last job? Did a friend, colleague, family member, or another person tell you about it? So look at these images and see if you can tell the story about what happened to Omar. He says, our profits are falling. I need to let some people go. So it looks like Omar was one of the people who was let go. And now he's looking for a new job. His friend says there's an opening for an account executive at my company. I will forward your resume to my manager. And then it looks like he got the job. So to let someone go or to lay someone off is an idiom meaning to stop employing someone. All right, now we're going to listen to Omar's story and then you can answer the questions.
Last year, I was laid off from my job. It was quite a surprise. My boss asked me and 5 other colleagues to go to his office one afternoon, and he told us that the company profits were falling and that he needed to let some people go. He apologized and said that he was laying us off because we were the newest members of the sales team. I was so upset. I didn't know what to do. I spent a few weeks searching for and applying to some jobs that I found online, but I didn't hear back from any of them. Finally, after a month, I decided to email my former employers and tell them that I was looking for a new job. I only have 3 former employers, and all of them replied to me. 2 of them said that their companies weren't hiring at that time, but one of them replied that there was an opening for an account executive at her company. She said that she would forward my resume to her manager, and she did. The next week, I had a phone interview, and then a few days later, I had an in-person interview. And today was my first day at the job.
All right, so why was Omar laid off? Well, his boss said that the company profits were decreasing and so he had to let some people go. And how did Omar feel? He said he was surprised and upset. What did he decide to do? Well, at first he searched and applied online, and then he decided to email his 3 former employers and who helped him get a job. One of the former employers said that there was an opening at her company, and she forwarded his resume, and then he received 2 interviews, and then got the job. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about direct and indirect reported speech. Direct speech is speech at the moment of speaking. Reported speech is used to talk about something that was said in the past. So direct speech, we quote the boss as saying, our profits are falling, I need to let some people go. And then to change that into reported speech, we would say he told us that the company profits were falling and that he needed to let some people go. So here we can see the differences in the verb tense. We change are falling to were falling. I becomes he and need becomes needed. So we often change tenses when we report speech, and the pronouns change too. Here are a few more examples. The direct speech, I am looking for a new job. I told him that I was looking for a new job. There is an opening for an account executive at my company. I will forward your resume to my manager. She said that there was an opening for an account executive at her company. She said that she would forward my resume on to her manager. And then we often use say and tell in the past simple, and tell always needs an object after it. So I told him that I was looking for a new job, or he said that his company was hiring. All right, so now you're going to complete these sentences with either say or tell, and you may need to change the verb tense. But go ahead and try that on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So he said that he met a lot of people at the networking event. She told her colleague that she was promoted. They told her the news. She said she was tired. The host said welcome when we entered the room. He told me he might be able to help me. She told me that I looked familiar to her. He said it was great to see me there. And he told them that he had to go home. All right, so when we change from direct speech to reported speech, we often change the verb by switching it back one tense. So here, if the direct speech is present simple, we would change it to past simple. It's nice to meet you. He said it was nice to meet me. Present continuous shifts back to past continuous. I am traveling for business. He said that he was traveling for business. Am, is, are going to would change to was or were going to. I am going to call him. She said that she was going to call him. The present perfect shifts to past perfect. I haven't been to Madrid before. He said he had not been to Madrid before. Past simple shifts back to past perfect. I worked late on Tuesday. He said he had worked late on Tuesday. Can becomes could. I can help you. He said he could help me. Will becomes would. I will email you. He said he would email me. And the imperative, so anything in the imperative tense switches to plus the verb. So call me. Um, she said to call her. All right, so now practice changing this direct speech into reported speech. You can pause the video, try these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, so he said, it is a pleasure to meet you would become, he said that it was a pleasure to meet me. He said, I am presenting at a conference. He said that he was presenting at a conference. He said, I'm going to get myself a coffee. He said that he was going to get himself a coffee. He said, I don't have any more business cards. He said that he didn't have any more business cards. She said, I can send you an email with more details. She said that she could send me an email with more details. She said it has been a busy week. She said that it had been a busy week. She said, I will email him. She said that she would email him. And she said, give me a call next week. She said to give her a call next week. All right, now change the reported speech into direct speech. Again, you can try these on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, he said that he was laying us off because we were the newest members of the sales team. So he said, I am laying you off because you are the newest members of the sales team. They said that their companies weren't hiring at the time. They said, "My company isn't hiring right now." So now look back at the images from the start of this lesson, and can you tell what is happening using reported speech? So we might say Elena said that she Elena said that she was so unhappy at her job, but she didn't know what to do. And Fernanda said um, that she knew that her company wanted to grow their marketing team and that she could put in a good word for her. And then Elena said that would be great and that she would send her resume. All right, so how much time do you spend on different social media platforms? And have you ever used social media to find jobs or network professionally? And do you believe that social media can improve your networking and job opportunities? And you can put those answers in the comments if you'd like to generate some discussion. Now we're going to read a short story from the beginning of an article and then see if you can predict what the article will be about. You can pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Networking doesn't need to be hard. A recent college graduate sat down on a plane and began to read a Science Daily magazine. The man next to her asked if she was a scientist, and she replied that she had just graduated with her PhD in biology. She was friendly and told him about her research on cancer. She asked him questions about his interests in science. After speaking for a while, she learned that he worked at a local university and was a member of the hiring committee, and they were looking for a biology professor at the moment. They exchanged contact information, and she followed up with an email. After a few months and several interviews, she was chosen for the job. So now, change this direct speech into reported speech. I just graduated with my PhD in biology. Would be she said that she had just graduated with her PhD in biology. We are looking for a biology professor at my university. He said that they were looking for a professor at his university. All right, now read the rest of the article and then check the pieces of advice that are provided in the article. Again, you can pause the video, read on your own, or follow along as I read. This story shows how networking can be done anywhere or anytime on a plane, in a business or social setting. Communication expert Maria Rossi explains that networking is just talking to people you don't know and sharing information. Networking doesn't need to be hard, she states. If you want to grow your network, smile and be friendly, and show interest in others. Ask open questions and then listen. Most people enjoy talking about themselves. Many people don't enjoy attending networking events, but remember, you can network in other types of events or shared activities. It's easier to start a conversation at an event that has another purpose, Rossi explains. It feels less uncomfortable. You never know when or where you will meet a connection or hear about a job, says Rossi. So be friendly and open with everyone and creative about ways you could connect with someone new. So it says smile and be friendly to new people. That's true. Talk a lot about yourself and your skills. No, it does not say that. Force yourself to attend networking events. No, doesn't say that. Like other people's social media posts. Really doesn't mention anything about that. Ask a lot of questions. Says ask open questions, not necessarily a lot of questions. Just ask open questions and listen. Attend events with a purpose other than networking, and that is true. Um, but it doesn't say anything about sending emails to colleagues. All right, so match the words and phrases from the article with their definitions. So to give one thing and to receive another, that is exchanged. To continue after starting an action, maybe to followed up. A location where people can communicate with each other. Um, let's see, would be a social setting. A group of people who choose who to hire is a hiring committee. And interacting with someone to develop professional or social contacts would be networking. Okay, willing to share details about oneself with others. Um, I would say open. A reason is purpose. The person whom you have a relationship with, the connection. And to increase in size is to grow. So now look closely at the following paragraph. It says Rossi uses imperative statements to give advice. So to connect with to connect more with people, Rossi advised people to smile. What other advice does she give? Well, she advised people to show interest, to ask open questions, and then to listen. All right, so now read the advice from some other business professionals and then change their advice to reported speech. So remember people's names, repeat their names after they say it. Repeat their name after they say it, or quickly write it down after finishing the conversation. So Ivan said to remember people's names, to repeat their names after they repeat their name after they said it, or quickly write it down after finishing the conversation. Jasmine said that you should always have your business card available because you never know when you would need it. And Abraham said um, to share your career goals with people you know, family and friends, or neighbors, even your hairdresser, because they might be able to help you. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.